Welcome to Physics Online Classes from Ramaiah VAASAVI Academy, Padambarpet, Hyderabad. Student, today I'll give the syllabus clarity. How many topics are there? So, in each chapter, how many sub concepts are there? How to prepare this one? Today, I will give the clarity about these chapters. So, first chapter is kinematics. Kinematics. Second chapter is dynamics. Dynamics. Third chapter is gravitation. Gravitation. Next, fourth one is work energy. Work energy and power. Work energy and power. Fifth chapter is force. Sixth one is friction. Seventh one is floating bodies. Floating bodies. Eighth one is magnetism. Magnetism. Next, ninth chapter ninth one is electricity. Electricity. Tenth one is electromagnetism. Electromagnetism. Next, 11th chapter name is measurement. Measurement. Next, light, sound, heat. 12th chapter is light. 13th chapter is heat. 14th chapter name is sound. Now, these are related to light, heat, sound. Light, heat, sound, electricity related to natural phenomena. Natural phenomena. So, this is our portion. Right. Today, I will discuss about kinematics. Today, I will discuss about kinematics. What is the meaning of kinematics? What is the meaning of kinematics? Kinematics is a branch of physics. Kinematics is the branch of physics deals with some motion of objects. Motion of objects without reference cause of motion. Without reference cause of motion. Without reference cause of motion. So, kinematics chapter. In this chapter, we will discuss. So, what is the meaning of rest? Motion. The bodies are rest. What is the meaning of rest? The bodies are in motion. What is the meaning of motion? Distance, displacement. Distance ante duramu, displacement ante sthanabhanshamu. Next, uniform motion, non-uniform motion, average speed, average velocity. What is the meaning of speed? What is the meaning of velocity? What is the meaning of acceleration? Uniform acceleration, non-uniform acceleration. Some equations of motions. Some equations of motions. And we will discuss some graphs related to velocity time graphs and displacement time graphs. This is our portion in this chapter. So let us start. What is the meaning of rest? Rest and ending. Rest. The position of the body does not changes. The position of the body does not changes with respect to time and surroundings. Time and surroundings. Then body is said to be rest. So, for example, ఒక చైర్ తీసుకున్నాం అనుకోండి, చైర్ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ ఎట్ రెస్ట్. బిల్డింగ్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో ఆల్వేస్ ఎట్ రెస్ట్. ఓకేనా, ట్రీ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ రెస్ట్. ఓకేనా, ద పొజిషన్ ఆఫ్ ద బాడీ డస్ నాట్ చేంజెస్ with respect to time and surroundings, then body is said to be rest. Now, with respect to time, the body ఒక ప్లేస్ నుంచి మరొక ప్లేస్ కి వెళ్లకుండా ఉంటే ఆ బాడీ రెస్ట్ లో ఉంది అంటున్నాం. ఆల్ బిల్డింగ్స్ ఆర్ రెస్ట్. సో ఆల్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఆర్ రెస్ట్. సో motion. What is the meaning of motion? What is the meaning of motion? The position of the body changes with respect to time and surroundings. With respect to time and surroundings, then the body is said to be in motion. No, body is said to be in motion. So rest and motion are relative. Rest and motion are relative. Rest and motion are relative. Why the rest and motion are relative? Why the rest and motion are relative? So, for example, A and B two persons. A and B two persons are in moving in a train. C is the person outside. C is the person outside. The C observing two persons, A and B are in moving in a train. So the train is moving. A and B two passengers sitting inside the train. C is observed. C is the third person. He was observed. With respect to C, A and B are in motion. With respect to C, A and B are in motion. So, with respect to A, B is at rest. With respect to B, A is at rest. ఒకసారి ఆలోచించండి. ఒకసారి ఇద్దరు పర్సన్స్ ట్రైన్లో కూర్చున్నారు. థర్డ్ పర్సన్ సి అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తున్నాడు. ట్రైన్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది. ట్రైన్ మూవ్ అవుతా ఉంది. ట్రైన్ మూవ్ అవుతున్నప్పుడు ఏ బిని చూసినప్పుడు, బి ఏని చూసినప్పుడు కానీ వాళ్ళిద్దరు ఒకరికొకరు రెస్ట్లో ఉన్నట్టు అనిపిస్తారు. బట్ సి అబ్జర్వ్ చేసినప్పుడు, సి అనే థర్డ్ పర్సన్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేసినప్పుడు వీళ్ళిద్దరూ మోషన్లో ఉంటారు. సో ద బాడీ ఈజ్ అట్ రెస్ట్ ఆర్ మోషన్. బాడీ రెస్ట్లో ఉందా, మోషన్లో ఉందా అనేది విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు అబ్జర్వర్ మాత్రమే మనం చెప్పగలం. విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు అబ్జర్వర్ మాత్రమే చెప్పగలం. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ద పర్సన్ C person is in earth surface. A and B two persons are in moon. The moon revolves around the earth. Moon revolves around the earth. So with respect to A, B is at rest. With respect to B, A is at rest. With respect to C, the person who stands on the earth surface, with respect to C, A and B are in motion. Now, this is the relation between rest and motion. The body is at rest or motion. Body rest లో ఉందా, మోషన్ లో ఉందా అనేది విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు అబ్జర్వర్ మాత్రమే మనం చెప్పగలం. రైట్. Next, what is the meaning of distance? What is the meaning of displacement? డిస్టెన్స్ అంటే ఏంటి, డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఏంటి? డిస్టెన్స్ అంటే తెలుగులో మనం దూరం అంటాం. డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ మీన్స్ స్థానభ్రంశం. సో both are having same units. Both are having same units. Distance is measured meter. Displacement is also measured meter, centimeter, kilometer. So SI unit is meter. Okay, na? Right. Distance. What is the meaning of distance? Distance is denoted by S. Distance is denoted by S. What is the meaning of distance? What is the meaning of distance? The length of the length of the path. Length of the path covered by the body. Length of the path covered by the body. Body is called distance. Is called distance. Length of the path covered by the body is called distance. So SI unit is meter. SI unit is meter. Meter. That symbol is M. That symbol is M. Displacement. Displacement S bar, denoted by S bar. Now, the shortest distance between initial position and final position. The shortest distance between initial position and final position. Shortest distance between initial position and final position is called displacement. So it is denoted by S bar. SI unit is meter. That is denoted by M. Distance is scalar quantity. Displacement is vector quantity. Distance is a scalar quantity. What is the meaning of scalars and vectors? We will discuss in vectors chapter. So distance is scalar quantity. Displacement is vector quantity. For example, a man walks 4 kilometer. A man walks 4 kilometer. That is the example for distance. A man walks 4 kilometer east direction. A man walks 4 kilometer east. 4 kilometer east. This is called example for displacement. Now here only 4 kilometer. Ana 4 kilometers means ఎంత దూరం పోయిండు? 4 kilometers. That is called distance. ఎంత దూరం వెళ్ళిండు? ఏ డైరెక్షన్ వెళ్ళిండు? ఎంత దూరం వెళ్ళిండు? ఏ డైరెక్షన్ వెళ్ళిండు? అనా మాగ్నిట్యూడ్ తో పాటు డైరెక్షన్ కూడా చెప్తే, మాగ్నిట్యూడ్ తో పాటు డైరెక్షన్ కూడా డిస్కస్ చేస్తే దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ వెక్టర్ అమ్మా, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ వెక్టర్. ఓన్లీ మాగ్నిట్యూడ్ చెప్తానే, మాగ్నిట్యూడ్ చెప్తే దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ స్కేలార్. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ స్కేలార్ ఫిజికల్ క్వాంటిటీ. డిస్టెన్స్ ఈజ్ a scalar physical quantity, scalar physical quantity, scalar physical quantity, because it's having only magnitude 4 kilometers, it's having magnitude and direction. Now it is a vector physical quantity, vector physical quantity, vector physical quantity. For example, a bus moving speed 80 kilometer per hour, 80 kilometer per hour, that indicates scalar, that indicates scalar. A bus moving speed 80 kilometer per hour, east direction. Now this is called vector. A bus moving with speed 80 km per hour, that is called scalar. Bus moving speed 80 km per hour, east direction, that is called vector. What is the meaning of scalar and vector? Scalar means the physical quantity having only magnitude. Vector means the physical quantity having both magnitude and direction. That is called vector physical quantity. That is called vector physical quantities. So we will discuss deep in vectors chapter. So here, now this is about distance and displacement. Distance is scalar, displacement is vector. Now I am giving some examples about distance and displacement. Distance, దూరము, displacement, స్థానభ్రంశం. Ana? So this is the shortest path between initial point and final point. Now this is the total length of the path followed by the body. Total length of the path followed by the body, or length of the path covered by the body. Right? Here I am taking one example. Example 1. Find distance and displacement. Distance and displacement. Find distance and displacement. For example, the body is moving like this. The body is moving like this. This is the A, this is B, this is the C, this is the D. This is the D. The body is moving from A to B, then after B to C, then after C to D. C to D. Find the distance and displacement. Find the distance and displacement. Now, for example, A to B, 10 meter, B to C, 5 meter, C to D, 10 meter. 10 meter. Now, what is the distance? Distance is equal to బాడీ ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడ వరకు వెళ్ళింది, ఏ పాత్ నుంచి ఎక్కడ స్టార్ట్ అయ్యి ఎక్కడ వరకు వెళ్ళింది, ఆ టోటల్ లెంత్ తీసుకుంటే వచ్చేదాన్ని మనం ఏమంటామంటే మనం డిస్టెన్స్ అంటాం. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ డిస్టెన్స్. సో డిస్టెన్స్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఏబి, ఏ టు బి ఏబి ప్లస్ బిసి ప్లస్ సిడి plus CD. AB plus BC plus CD. That is called distance. AB length is 10 meter. BC length is 5 meter. CD length is 10 meter. 10 meter. So total length is 25 meter. 25 meter is the distance. Now, what is the meaning of displacement? Displacement is how much? displacement is denoted by S bar is equal to, don't take total path. మీరు మొత్తం టోటల్ పాత్ తీసుకోవద్దు. టోటల్ పాత్ తీసుకుంటే డిస్టెన్స్. ఓన్లీ take initial point and final point, line joining initial point and final point. Line joining initial point and final point. This is called A to D. This is called AD. A to D. AD is called displacement. Now this is a rectangular shape. Now this side is 10 meter, this side is 10 meter. This is 5 meter, this is also 5 meter. So opposite sides are equal. That's why this is 5 meter, this is also 5 meter. This is 10, this is also 10. That's why displacement is AD. A to D. Dotted line indicates displacement. The thick line A, B, C, D, thick line indicates distance. Now AD is called, this is a 5 meter, this is also 5 meter. 5 meter is the displacement. 5 meter is the displacement. One more example. Example 2. The body is moving like this. The body starts here, moving from here to here. Now this is the A initial point. The body is moving from A to B, then after B to C, then after C to D. Now find the distance and displacement. For example, this is a 10 meter. Now this is the 4 meter. This total is 13 meter. From here to here, C to D is 13 meter. Find the distance and displacement. So body is moving from A to B 10, B to C 4, B to C 4 meter, and C to D 13 meter. Now find the distance and displacement. First distance చెప్పండి. Distance is equal to total length of the path covered by the body. Distance is equal to AB plus BC plus CD. AB plus BC plus CD. AB is 10 plus BC is 4 plus CD is 13. So the total is 10 plus 4, 14 plus 13. That is the 27 meter is the distance. 27 meter is the distance. Now displacement is equal to how much? Displacement denoted by S bar. That S bar is equal to how much? Now this total is 13. C to D is 13. But A to B is 10. Now this total length divided into two parts. C to D 13 up to C to this point. Up to this point. This point is I am taking E. C to E is, this is 10 meter. This is also 10 meter. This is 10 meter. This is also 10 meter because same length. Because that is the shape is rectangular. Opposite sides are equal. 10 meter. Now this is equal to how much? Dotted line. This is 4 meter. This is also 4 meter. How to find displacement? Take initial point and final point. Line joining between initial point and final point. That is called displacement. Now take initial point is A and final point is D. Now line joining initial point and final point. This dotted line indicates now Now this is 4 meter, this is also 4 meter, this is 10 meter, this is also 10 meter, total 13 meter. 13 మీటర్ నుంచి మీరు 10 మీటర్ తీసేయండి. సో దిస్ లెంత్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు దిస్ ఈజ్ ద 3 మీటర్. దిస్ ఈజ్ ద 3 మీటర్. దిస్ 3 మీటర్. దిస్ ఈజ్ ద 4 మీటర్. This is 3 meter. This is the 4 meter. Now this dotted line is equal to how much? A to E is 4. E to D is 3. E to D is 3. Now I want to find out A to D. A to D. Using Pythagoras theory. Using Pythagoras theory. You know two sides. You know two sides. No? You know opposite side and adjacent side. Opposite side is 4. Adjacent side is 3. I want to find out hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. What is our formula? According to Pythagoras, what is our formula? Hypotenuse square is equal to, I am taking hypotenuse is taken as x. Hypotenuse length is I am taking x. So formula hypotenuse square is equal to side square plus side square. That is the formula. Hypotenuse square is equal to side, opposite is 4, opposite side square plus adjacent side square. Opposite side square plus adjacent side square. Okay, na? So A to D, I want to find out A to D, that is taken as x. I want to find out x. Then x square is equal to 4 square plus 3 square. Then x is equal to under root 4 square plus 3 square. That is equal to 16 plus 9. So that is equal to root 25. Root 25, that is taken as 5 square. 5 square. Square root cancel. That is equal, answer is 5 meter. That is the 5 meter. That is the distance and displacement. Now distance and displacement. Distance, total length of the path covered by the body. Displacement, take initial point, final point. Take initial point and final point. Line joining between initial point and final point, that is called displacement. Displacement ante sthana భ్రంశము. Distance ante దూరము. Displacement అది ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడి వరకు స్థాన భ్రంశం చెందింది అంటే ఎంత దూరం పోయింది, అది ఏ డైరెక్షన్ లో పోయింది, రెండు చెప్తే డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్. రెండు చెప్పకుండా ఎంత దూరం పోయింది, 3 kilometers, that is called distance. 4 kilometers, that is called distance. 3 kilometer east direction, 4 kilometer east direction, 3 kilometer northeast direction. Direction కూడా చెప్తే that is called displacement. Direction చెప్పకుండా ఓన్లీ magnitude చెప్తే that is called distance. Now this is the difference between distance and its displacement. So about distance and displacement, 3 cases are there. 3 cases. Distance is more or displacement is more. Okay, na? So I am taking 3 cases. Case 1. Case 1. The body moving straight line path. The body moving straight line path. Straight line from A to B. A is initial point, B is final point. A to B. For example, length is 10 meter. Length is 10 meter. A to B. So find distance is equal to how much? Distance S is equal to A to B. A to B is from A to B, that is 10 meter. 10 meter. Displacement is S bar. Take initial point. Take initial point and final point. Take final point. Initial point and final point. So what is the length from initial point to final point? What is the length from initial point to final point? That is the A to B is here 10 meter and here also 10 meter. Here also 10 meter. So distance and displacement equal. Distance and displacement equal when the body is moving straight line path. When the body is moving straight line path. Okay, now. For example, so many animals are moving. So vehicles are moving. Next, the persons also moving. Straight line path, only straight line path. Then in that straight line path, distance and displacement equal. So therefore, distance and displacement are equal when the body is moving straight line path. So S is equal to S bar. S is equal to S bar. Case 2. Case 2. When a body taking deviation, for example, this is a body moving along x-axis 4 meter, then along y-axis 3 meter, along x-axis. For example, this is the coordinate system. This is x-axis. This is negative x-axis. This is the y-axis. This is negative y-axis. Body moving along the x-axis 4 meter, then deviates, not moving like this, moving along the same line. That is called straight line motion. Just deviate. Deviate means direction changes. This is what is this direction? This is the east. This is the west. And this is the north. And this is the south. East, west, north, south. Now this is called, this direction is called northeast, and this direction is called northwest, and this one is called southwest, and this direction is called southeast. What happens here? Body is moving from A, B, C. A to B 4 meter, B to C 3 meter. A to B 4 meter and B to C 3 meter. Now what happens? The body is moving along east direction 4 meter, then takes deviation. Deviation means direction changes. Then after 4 meter, the body is moving along y direction. This is the 3 meter. This is 4 meter and this is the 3 meter. The body's initial position is this one. Final position is this one. A is initial position. So B, C is the final position. Find distance and displacement. Find distance. S is equal to distance. S is equal to AB plus BC. Distance S is equal to AB plus BC. That is equal to AB is 4 meter. BC is 3 meter. 4 plus 3, that is 7 meter is the distance. Displacement is displacement S bar is equal take initial point A, final point C, line joining initial point and final point. So this is I am taking X. I want to find out x. How to find x? How to find x? By using Pythagoras theory. From mathematics, two sides. Opposite side is 3, adjacent side is 4. Then x is equal to under root of 4 square plus 3 square. X is equal to 4 square 16 plus 9. So x is equal to 16 plus 9, that is 25. Root 25, that is equal to 5 meter. That is equal to 5 meter. That is equal to 5 meter. Distance is 7 meter. Displacement is 5 meter. Which one is more? Distance ఎక్కువ ఉందా, displacement ఎక్కువ ఉందా? Distance ఎక్కువ ఉందా, displacement ఎక్కువ ఉందా? Sir, observe చేయండి. Distance is 7. Displacement is 5. So what happens here? Distance is greater than displacement. Distance is greater than displacement when body taking deviation. When the body taking deviation. Distance is greater than displacement. This is the second case. First case, distance is equal to displacement. Second case, distance is greater than displacement. Now third case is case 3. Case 3. When a body comes to the same position. When a body comes to the same position. When a body comes to same initial position. When body comes to same initial point. Then what is the distance and displacement? For example 1. Body starts here. This is a ground. The body starts here. Now the body is projected vertical upwards. Again reaches the same point. The body is moving upward 10 meter. Downward is 10 meter. Upward is 10 meter. Downward is, the body is projecting upwards. The ball is projecting upwards. It reaches 10 meter, right? Again reaches the same point. What is the distance and displacement? For example, so upward is 10, downward is 10. What happens here? Distance S is equal to upward 10, downward 10. 10 plus 10, that is equal to 20 meter. Displacement is S bar. Displacement denoted by S bar is equal to body reaches some height, again reaches the same point. So initial point is same, final point is also same. Initial point is same, final point is also same. Then what happens? Displacement is 0. Because upward distance positive 10 meter, downward distance negative 10 meter. 10 minus 10. 10 minus 10, that is 0. Example 2. Body starts here, A to B and B to C. Then after the body reaches the same point. Starts, A is the initial point. Body is moving from A to B, then after B to C, then after C to D, then after D to A. The body completes the body completes one cycle. It completes the body reaches the same point. Starting point is A, ending point is also A. For example, this is a 5 meter, and this is also 5 meter, this is also 5 meter, this is also 5 meter. So that is a shape is a square shape. All sides are equal. That's why I am taking 5 meter. 5 meter. So what happens? Distance S is equal to 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, that is equal to 20 meter. Displacement S bar is equal to initial point is A, final point is also A. Again reaches the same point. Again reaches the same point. Displacement is 0. Displacement is 0. Next, example 3. Example 3. The body starts at the point A and completes one circle. Completes one circle. Completes one circle. This initial point is A and reaches from A to B. Again reaches B to A. Completes one circle. The body completes one circle. What is the distance? What is the distance? What is the distance? Distance is equal to S is equal to, so it starts here, again reaches the same point. The body completes one circle. What is the circumference of circle? Circumference of this from mathematics. ఒక సర్కిల్ కంప్లీట్ చేస్తే ఎంత దూరం పోయినట్టు. రేడియస్ ఈజ్ ఆర్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, రేడియస్ ఆఫ్ ద సర్కిల్ ఈజ్ ఆర్. Radius of the circle is r. What is the distance? I am taking r is equal to 1 meter. For example, I am taking r equal to 1 meter. Radius is 1 meter. Distance is equal to length of the circle is 2 pi r. Length of the circle is 2 pi r. You know, pi value 3.14. So substitute the values 2 into 3.14 into radius is 1. That is equal to 6.28 meter. That is the distance. Now displacement is equal to how much? Displacement S bar is equal to initial point is A, again reaches the same point. Initial point is A, final point is also A. Initial point is A, final point is also A. ఎక్కడున్న బాడీ అక్కడే ఉంది, అక్కడికే వచ్చింది అనా. ఇక్కడ స్టార్ట్ అయింది, మళ్ళీ వెళ్ళి మళ్ళీ అక్కడికే వచ్చింది. సర్కిల్ కంప్లీట్ చేసి అక్కడికే వచ్చింది. పైకి ప్రొవైడ్ చేసిన, పైకి వేసినప్పుడు మళ్ళీ అక్కడే పడిపోయింది అంటే అక్కడే ఉందని దాని అర్థం ఏంటంటే డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ జరగలేదు, స్థానభ్రంశం చెందలేదు. కాబట్టి displacement is 0. Initial point A and final point is all same. Then what happens? The distance between initial point and final point is 0. That's why S bar is equal to 0. From these three examples, what you are understanding? From these three examples, which one is more? Distance is more or displacement is more? Okay. So these are in three cases displacement is 0. That's why the body completes one circle. The body reaches again its initial point. Again its initial point. And what happens? Displacement is 0. Displacement is 0. So from these three examples, we can say that displacement S bar is equal to 0. Displacement S bar is equal to 0. Displacement S bar is equal to 0. Once you check these three conditions, straight line path, distance and displacement equal. The body taking some deviation, ఇలా బాడీ ఇలా వచ్చేసి కొంచెం డీవియేట్ అయింది. డీవియేట్ అయిందంటే డైరెక్షన్ చేంజ్ అయింది. డైరెక్షన్ చేంజ్ అయినప్పుడు ఏది ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది సార్ అంటే డిస్టెన్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుందా, డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది అంటే మనకి డిస్టెన్స్ ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. అని ఇక్కడ డిస్టెన్స్ డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఈక్వల్. ఇక్కడ ఏంటి మీకు ద బాడీ అగైన్ రీచెస్ ద సేమ్ పొజిషన్. అగైన్ రీచెస్ ద సేమ్ పొజిషన్. సో వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్ హియర్? సో displacement is 0. Displacement is 0. From these three conditions, from these three cases, we can say that First point, displacement may be zero, distance may not be zero. So third case, what happens here? Displacement is zero. So from these three examples, we can say that first point, displacement may be zero. Second point, distance may not be zero. డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ జీరో కావచ్చు, డిస్టెన్స్ జీరో కాదు, గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, డిస్టెన్స్ జీరో కాదు. థర్డ్ పాయింట్, సో డిస్టెన్స్, సమ్ కేసెస్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్, స్ట్రైట్ లైన్ పాత్. నెక్స్ట్, డిస్టెన్స్ ఆల్వేస్ గ్రేటర్ దెన్ డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ అమ్మ, డిస్టెన్స్ ఆల్వేస్ గ్రేటర్ దెన్ డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్. ఓకేనా, డిస్టెన్స్ ఆల్వేస్ గ్రేటర్ దెన్ displacement. So distance is equal to displacement, straight line path. Displacement, when distance is greater than displacement. Distance is greater than displacement. When the body taking deviation here, straight line path, from adding these two, distance on a greater than or equal to displacement. Distance always greater than or equal to displacement. Distance always greater than or equal to displacement. Distance always greater than or equal to displacement. So these are the concept about distance and displacement. Both are having same units. So displacement is vector quantity, distance is a scalar quantity. Again, I am giving some examples about distance and displacement. I am giving some problems related to basic questions. For example, a body completes just wait. Right. So for example, the body completes one semicircle. Path. For example, the body is moving like this. This is the A. This is the B. This point is B. The body is moving from A to B. So radius of the semicircle is, this is the R. Radius of the semicircle is R. So radius of the semicircle is 1 meter. 1 meter. The body is moving from A to B. A is initial point, B is the final point. Radius of the semicircle is 1 meter. Find distance and displacement. find distance and displacement. Distance and displacement. This A to B, the circular path length is 10 meter. Circular path length is given 10 meter. 10 meter. Find distance and displacement. Distance is equal to distance S is equal to చెప్పండి distance is equal to. So length of the path followed by the body A నుంచి B వరకు. బాడీ ఎటు నుంచి ఎటు వెళ్ళింది టోటల్ లెంత్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తే వచ్చేదాన్ని మనం డిస్టెన్స్ అంటాం. డిస్టెన్స్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు సో టోటల్ సర్కిల్ ఈజ్ length of the circle is circumference of circle is 2 pi r. Semicircle is pi r. Only quadrant circle I am taking. This is the radius r. Here also radius is r. And here also. This is called quadrant circle. A, B, A to B. This is A. This is B. A is initial point, B is final. This is A. Again, the body reaches the same point. So A to B. This is called quadrant circle. Full circle, half circle, quadrant circle. 1/4 circle. 1/4 circle is called quadrant circle. Semicircle, full circle. This is the 5r by 2. 5r by 2. 5r by 2. 5r by 2. So, ఇక్కడ చెప్పండి డిస్టెన్స్ ఎంత అవుద్ది సెమీసర్కిల్ కాబట్టి పై ఇంటూ ఆర్ పై ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 3.14 into r is equal to 1 meter, that is equal to 3.14 meter. Distance, displacement. S bar is equal to, take initial point and final point, line joining initial point and final point. This initial point, this initial point and final point. Line joining, this is the up to here radius r, again this is the radius r plus 2r, that is equal to diameter. The diameter is equal to 2 into radius. 2 into radius is equal to 1 meter, that is equal to 2 meter. 2 meter is the displacement. Distance is the 3.14 meter. Okay, now the body completes one more example. The body completes quadrant circle. The body is moving like this. A, B. Next example. The body completes one quadrant circle, A to B. Quadrant circle means now this is a quadrant circle. This is A, this is B. 1/4 circle. This is called quadrant circle. The body is moving from A to B. Radius is r. Here also radius is r. A to B. Radius is r and A to B. Radius is r. Find the distance and displacement. And ratio of distance and displacement. So, next example. Body completes quadrant circle. That is 1/4 circle. Quadrants means 1/4 circle. Radius r. Radius r. Find distance and displacement. Distance and displacement and ratio of distance to displacement. Now this is called circle. What happens if this initial point is A? Now this is center, radius is r, and this is also radius is r from here to here. Radius r from here to here. Now this is also radius r. This is also from here to here. This is r and this is also r. The body is moving like this. A to B. A to B. This is A and this is B. A to B. Find distance and displacement. Find the distance and the displacement. Ratio of distance to displacement or displacement to distance. A to B. Distance is denoted by S is equal to distance. Now, how much distance? A to B. Total circle is 2 pi r. Total circle is 2 pi r. Semicircle is 5 r. Semicircle is 5 r. And quadrant circle is pi r by 2. Full circle తీసుకుంటే మీకు 2 pi r. దీన్ని ఆఫ్ చేయండి. Semicircle. That means 2 pi r by 2. That is equal to pi r. మళ్ళీ ఆఫ్ చేయండి. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ తీసుకుంటాను నేను. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడికి ఇట్లా. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ తీసుకుంటాను. అగైన్ ఆఫ్ pi r. మళ్ళీ ఆఫ్ చేయండి by 2. Pi r by 2. This is a full circle. This is semicircle. This is a quadrant circle. This is a quadrant circle. దీన్ని by 2 చేస్తే ఇది వస్తుంది. మళ్ళీ దీన్ని by 2 చేస్తే ఇది వస్తుంది అన్నట్టు. సో డిస్టెన్స్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇది మొత్తం తీసుకోవాలి. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇది మొత్తం తీసుకుంటే దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ this total is called distance, that is equal to pi r by 2. Next, displacement s bar is equal to displacement s bar is equal to take initial point, take final point, line joining initial point and final point. Don't take this path, only taking dotted line. So what happens here? This is the radius r and this is also radius r. I am taking like this. This is the indicates initial point, this one, final point, this one. That is called displacement s bar. Okay, now how to find s bar? What is the formula? This is I am taking x. S bar is taking I am x. So x square is equal to, this is r and this is r. R square plus r square. X is equal to root r square plus r square. That is equal to root 2 r square. X is equal to root 2 into root r square. Separate the two terms. And separate root 2 into root r square. Square root cancel. That is equal to x is equal to root 2 into r. This is called displacement. So distance is pi r by 2. And displacement is root r. Now distance by displacement ratio. Distance is pi r by 2. By displacement is root 2r. Root 2 into r. What happens? R and r cancel. pi by 2 into root 2, pi by 2 root 2, pi by 2 root 2, pi by 2 root 2. Then displacement by distance ratio. Reverse తీసుకుంటున్నా. Displacement by distance. Distance by displacement, displacement by distance. 2 root 2 by 2 root 2 by 5. 2 root 2 by 5. Okay, now, for example, if radius is 1 meter, for example, radius is equal to 1 meter. ఈ క్వశ్చన్ లో మీకు అవునా? సో ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ ద ఆన్సర్. డిస్టెన్స్ బై డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ అవసరం లేదు, రెండుది అవసరం లేదు. డిస్టెన్స్ పై ఆర్ బై 2, డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఈజ్ రూట్ 2 ఇంటూ ఆర్, రూట్ 2 ఇంటూ ఆర్. నా డిస్టెన్స్ బై డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ రేషియో ఇవ్వచ్చు, డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ బై డిస్టెన్స్ రేషియో ఇవ్వచ్చు. సో ఇది మీకు డిస్టెన్స్ డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్. సో డిస్టెన్స్ డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అండ్ కాన్సెప్ట్. సో straight line path, distance displacement equal. It takes deviation, turnings. What happens? Distance always greater than displacement. Displacement may be 0, distance may not be 0. Displacement అనేది 0 అవ్వచ్చు, 0 కాకపోవచ్చు, కానీ డిస్టెన్స్ ఎప్పుడు కూడా 0 కాదు. సో రెండింటికి ఒకటే యూనిట్స్. SI యూనిట్ మీటరు. డిస్టెన్స్ ఈజ్ స్కేలార్, డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఈజ్ వెక్టార్. డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ చెప్పేటప్పుడు మీరు 2 పాయింట్స్ చెప్పాలి. వాడు ఎంత దూరం పోయిండు, ఎటు వెళ్ళిపోయిండు, ఈస్ట్ పోయిండా, వెస్ట్ పోయిండా, అప్వర్డ్సా డౌన్వర్డ్సా, ఈస్ట్ సౌత్ ఈస్టా, అట్లా మీరు డైరెక్షన్ కూడా చెప్తే దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ అంటాం. దాన్ని స్థానభ్రంశం అంటాం. స్థానభ్రంశం గురించి మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు ఒక బాడీ, ఒక వస్తువు, ఒక పర్సన్, వాడు ఎంత దూరం వెళ్ళిపోయిండు, దాంతోపాటు ఏ డైరెక్షన్లో వెళ్ళిండు, 2 చెబితే దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ స్థానభ్రంశం. 2 చెప్పకుండా ఎంత దూరం వెళ్ళిండు, ఏ బాల్ మూవింగ్ 10 కిలోమీటర్, బాల్ మూవింగ్ 2 మీటర్, ఏ పర్సన్ వాక్స్ 10 కిలోమీటర్, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ డిస్టెన్స్. డైరెక్షన్ చెప్పాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు, అది ఎటన్నా పోనీ, ఈస్టా వెస్టా అప్పా డౌనా, ఎక్స్ డైరెక్షనా, నెగిటివ్ ఎక్స్ డైరెక్షనా, వై డైరెక్షనా, నెగిటివ్ వై డైరెక్షనా, జెడ్ డైరెక్షనా, నెగిటివ్ జెడ్ డైరెక్షన్. డైరెక్షన్ చెప్పకుండా ఓన్లీ మ్యాగ్నిట్యూడ్ చెప్తే దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ డిస్టెన్స్. మ్యాగ్నిట్యూడ్తో పాటు డైరెక్షన్ కూడా చెప్తే దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్. నౌ దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అబౌట్ డిస్టెన్స్ అండ్ డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్. థ్యాంక్ యూ మై డియర్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, థ్యాంక్ యూ. రైట్.